Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This one is 64 coming your way today, and we've got more games for you to sit back, relax and enjoy. First two, post-com, then we'll jump into live for a trip away to 4th placed Frankfurt. So I'm looking forward to showing you that one. We'll see what we stand in terms of our league position once we go over to their ground. But for the most part, we're going to jump into the first two games, show you the highlights and all that good stuff. There's a couple of sim games in there as well, and you'll see how we do in those ones. First up was Augsburg away, and I was feeling pretty confident. 100% record right now in the Bundesliga. We look like the force to be reckoned with, in all seriousness, and that panned out to be the case early on, as Elmer Barak, your guys' player of the month, in the last episode, taking home 70-odd% of the votes. So thank you for leaving your vote on that if you did. And you guys all agreed, well, most of you agreed, that Elmer Barak was the man who should pick up that Player of the Month award, as did the game itself. He won it. He won your guys as well. And he assisted the first goal. And what happened to be the only goal of the first game against Augsburg, because Hudson-Odoi's header proved to be the difference in this one. We went close again through Timo Werner, but unfortunately just couldn't find the breakthrough. And in terms of that one, it was quite good to see that we'd only come away with a 1-0 win. So although, yeah, we're technically dominating the Bundesliga, the wins we're having in certain scenarios are very close games and are lucky 1-0s or 2-1s and such. I mean, that game there again, we didn't necessarily dominate the match fight side of things. So I felt quite lucky to come away with a 1-0 win, courtesy of the Elmer Barak assist for Callum Hudson-Odoi's header. And then we jumped into the Champions League, away to Ajax. Now, this is the third game of the group stage. Having won our first two, I felt if we won this one, we'd pretty much be all but there in the knockout round, you know. For you to win your first 3 of the 6 group games you have, I'd like to say it's safe that we're pretty much through in that one. But of course, we've still got to win this game here, and Ajax are no pushovers. They would make it very, very tough for us to win the game. But of course, that has to be the aim. And as Danilo wins a header, powers it up towards Richarlison, who finds Mina, lays it through to Werner. And inside the first 10 minutes, we were leading here. Timo Werner doing what he does best in these type of positions. He always finishes the chances he gets in these areas. That is why he's so clinical. And a lot of people have him to become one of the better strikers in the world of football in the future. And things got even better. Not too long later, a matter of 4 minutes, when Richarlison got through. And had this have gone in, I would have been screaming, because the actual effort was sensational. And it was inches away from finding the top corner. But you can see the attacking intent was there, and the confidence were there with us as we continue on with the chances. Richarlison again was pretty much at the heart of a lot of things here as he plays the ball through. Missed time tackle, Werner goes through. I mean, this one is my favourite so far, because the finish for this one, it's just exquisite. He gets on the end of this ball. I thought at first he'd taken a poor touch, but he makes the most of it, chipping it over the goalkeeper, doubling Schalke's advantage. And all but, I would say, sinking Ajax in terms of their performance. Because at this point, heads were down. You know, they were thinking, how do we come back? Because Schalke looks so good going forward that you just can't stop them when they're in this sort of mood. And that seems to be the case here, because everything we were doing was ending in a chance as we go through with Gordson. And he smashed it across the face of goal for Werner to complete a first half hat-trick. Sensational stuff from the German. Why we paid the money to bring him in. And in terms of the goal-scoring talent, that takes him, I believe now, to very nearly a goal a game. Not quite there yet, but in all competitions, he's getting close. The Bundesliga, I think he scored like 5 or 4 in 9 games. So it's just that lets him down. But in terms of a Champions League, he is storming in that. And then in the second half, Gordson decided he wanted a bit more of it as we continue. Han came off the bench, sends this one goalwards. I felt it was a little bit harsh on him here because he actually doesn't get the goal. It goes down as an own goal to Ajax, and I felt that Han maybe should have got credited with it. I don't know if his shot was on target, but that's probably the reason why. It completed the route. We were 4-0 up, and pretty much Ajax, they just didn't go well for them at all. So convincing performance there to take us to 3 wins from 3 in the Champions League. I was very happy with that as well. The hat-trick from Werner, so he came off pretty much at half-time. Didn't really want to risk him after that. He did the job that we needed, and so there was no point in him staying out there. We then faced Dusseldorf at home, and I decided to sim this one, mainly because I felt that we would get the win regardless. Hudson-Odoi started off what would prove to be an absolute killing here. Richarlison also in on the goals. He gets a hat-trick, and I think Hudson-Odoi picks up 2 along the way as well for a 6-0 thrashing of Dusseldorf here at home at the Veltins Arena. Really good performance, but then we back that with an away game in the Deutsche Pokal. And you guys know how away games sometimes go. Now, I came into this thinking there's absolutely no way we will go out of this competition. Well, we went 1-0 down, and then McKennie had to pull us back on level terms. And very quickly, we found out that we would actually go on to lose on penalties. Fuming is an understatement. Of course, we were going to lose that the same game away from home. But it's whatever, guys. Not that interested in the cup competitions. We're out of the post-com. Let's jump to live. What, ladies and gentlemen, this start to the season for us has been sensational. You can see the top scorers, actually. There's a few interesting names in there. Jadon Sancho on the same goals at the minute as Werner. 5 in 9 matches, to be precise, for our number 9. Sancho, though, has hit 5 in 6, so he has a much better goal-to-game ratio at this current time. Lukaku for Bayern Munich in there as well. Hudson-Odoi, also 5 to his name. So he has now matched Timo Werner in terms of goals. Assist, though, is McKennie and El Mubarak leading the way in terms of that one. And this squad looks so good in terms of depth as well. The hat-trick earlier on for Werner against Ajax in the Champions League. But this live game comes at you today. Away to Frankfurt. They're 4th in the league. 13 points behind Schalke, who at this current time are yet to drop a single point. 9 wins from 9 games. 22 goals scored in the process. Is Frankfurt going to be decided to stop them? We'll find out in due course here as we are about to get into game with the side looking like this then. Hudson-Odoi is going to come out and in comes El Mubarak back into the starting 11 for the game. Danilo will place Marino and in fact I'm also going to bring on Arana Lopez for Jimenez, give him a bit of a rest. But other than that, I'm going to go with pretty much the same side here. Werner leads the line, Richarlison on the left, Saigankov and El Mubarak are making up the attacking intent. McKennie and Danilo holding it down, of course. By no means is this going to be easy. They're in the top 4 for a reason. And although we are smashing it currently in the league, we have had our moments. And I do need to swap Arana Lopez and give him some actual boots so he doesn't look so custom. I will remember to do that after the game. Here we go, though, at the Waldstadion. It is time to jump into the live game for today. I'm excited for this. We've played well throughout the 2 games we played in the post-com side of things. I feel pretty good about it as well. No lie. I'm feeling like this is going to be one-way traffic, but I don't want to jinx it. We're in the green kit as well today as we get ourselves underway, I believe, as well. That is Chris Wood leading the line for them. And that's quite the interesting signing, especially given the circumstances. We'll see how he's going to fare. Immediately looking way through. Chris Wood's already in, and Wood smashes one off the upright. After a matter of minutes, that could have been the dream start to the home side. And I tell you what as well, although we are smashing it, we do sometimes start off the game slowly. And it takes us a few minutes before we kind of get into the stride and things. And that ball played through for Werner to latch onto. Werner with a finish as well, and will finish it off. We've already played 6 minutes and already there is a goal. But it could have been so different if up the other end, their number 9 had slotted home. Chris Wood smashing one off the upright. It's totally different, the 2 chances. This is where Werner thrives, in these type of areas where he has to finish one-on-one. Werner is probably the best in the world at this. And that's why he's finished. Whereas Chris Wood, on the other hand, did not. It's unlucky for the home side who could have been leading. But when you get your chances, you've got to take them. And that is what Werner is so clinical at. 6 for the season in 10 games. Lethal. Corner put in towards a mixer, and this is where the danger lies, and it should have been Frankfurt back in the game. Chris Wood causing all sorts of problems inside Schalke's penalty area. Was it Chris Wood? I don't even know who it was causing the problems, but Frank Brown came, never really cleared it properly, and in the end, it could have easily been 1-1. This has been quite the start to today's game here, hasn't it? I mean, on another note, at least we're in front, as Danilo carries forward again, and looks towards Werner again, who's got the pace, but that should have been a yellow card there. Werner's got away with that. That was a bad tackle on the goalkeeper. Appalling from Werner, really. But you know what? He's quite lucky there to not get given anything as Richarlison brings the ball under control and tries to go around a player. Still got it here, Richarlison. Grimaldo's giving him the overlapping run as well as Grimaldo advances forward into a danger area. That cross was one of the most pony crosses I've ever seen in my life. But still we pick up the ball. El Mubarak, edge of the area stuff. El Mubarak has just made it 2. And Schalke are running rampant inside 20 minutes at a Waldstadion. And it's the Egyptian King who's got one. Is he the Egyptian King? Or are we still saying Mohamed Salah is? All I'm saying is El Mubarak is the latest to come out of Egypt who looks like he could be world class. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a finish of world class. Saigankov brings it down, one touch. The second one, though, he hits it over the ball. So the dip on this is just tremendous. And Schalke are in front by 2. No chance for the goalkeeper. Sensational stuff. He won your fans player of the month vote from last episode as well with 70-something% of the votes. And you can clearly see why. The kid is brilliant. And the signs do not look promising right now for Frankfurt either. This side of Schalke have only conceded 2 goals so far in their opening 9 games. Which, of course, means it's going to be a bit of an uphill struggle for them to come back in this. And that's poor defending from Silva. As El Mubarak's going to carry it forward. Looking for number 3 now. He's inside the penalty area of Frankfurt. Mubarak pulls it back on the right foot and chips one in. Looking to find Werner. It just seemed like nothing was on there. So we had to try and keep hold of it. Saigankov's corner towards the near post. Headed clear. Straight to the feet of El Mubarak again. Who is on the loose ball and looking to turn. And that time he's defended against brilliantly. So, yeah, the signs, like I said, not quite looking too good right now. As they're already 2 down. And Schalke have only conceded 2 all season. But you never know. If they keep fighting, there is a way back in the game for them. Last minute of the half now as Weston McKennie should win it back. Unfortunately, doesn't. And now Richarlison has not actually got the ball back either. This could be the moment they need here, but it's not quite enough. And Frank Brown keeps it in his clutches and will launch it out and send us into half-time then. 2-0 at the break away from home. But it could have been so different after that first half. Second half coming your way. And let's just say this. Schalke going forward look rampant today. But also, 2 goals conceded. I mentioned that stat earlier. Frankfurt need a big 45 here. And that is a great delivery. And there's a goal back in the game for Frankfurt. And we're goal inside the last 17 minutes. It's game on. And Frankfurt pull one back. And I genuinely don't know what to say. I don't know how we've let this cross come in the first place. It's poor defending from us. And now it's 3 conceded for the season. I mentioned it was a big thing to have to come back from a 2-0 deficit. Having only conceded 2 in the entire campaign so far. Are Frankfurt about to give us another one? We will see. 17 or so minutes to play here. And it's not done yet. This is going to be big. And that's not great. Giving the ball away straight from kickoff. I'm going to make a change. Saigankov really could use a few moments off the pitch. He's really run himself dead today pretty much. So Gordson and Mina both coming on for El Mubarak and Saigankov. And I think as well I'm going to make another change. Bring on Marino. Get some defensive legs in that centre of midfield alongside Danilo to hold it down really. At this current time though, it's now battle stations for Schalke. We need to hold on. Frank Brown with a throw out towards Alexander Arnold. TAA though. Ooh. That's dangerous. We can't be messing about there. We have to be careful with the ball, especially in that position, you know. We'd have lost it there. They'd be in. Gordson looks through towards Werner. Wilmot steps in, though. Does well. Last minute of play here for Frankfurt to find their last opportunity to rescue a point as they go back to Wilmot. 10 seconds left on the clock, and that is all their game has in store. It was a very nervy last 15 minutes for the away side, but Schalke's 100% record continues. A 2-1 victory over 4th place Frankfurt today sinks them, but continues Schalke's dominance of the Bundesliga. El Mubarak's goal proving dividends. Werner first, the Egyptian second, and it turned out to be the winning goal from him as well. As if he wasn't already loved by the Schalke fans out there and you guys at home, he's certainly continuing to get his fans on board. 2-1 enough here today, but it was close. I mean, look at those match facts as well. Says the story, really. Frankfurt actually were probably the better side here today, but you need to find the goals when you are the better side. And it's the hallmark of a title-winning team, that. If you can play badly and still win your games, that is a title-winning side in the making, really. Dortmund winning, Bayern winning as well. So some interesting results elsewhere. Frankfurt's result means that I don't believe they'll be in the top 4 still. We will find that out in just a few minutes. And Jedvaj not happy with his current role at the club. I can understand why, to be honest, because at the minute hasn't really had a lot of game time. I don't think I need to play this one against Ajax. We are at home, having defeated them in the first game of this one earlier on today. For the group stage, I think I'm going to sim this and see what happens in this game right here, not having to play this. Paco's been in firing form for our former club. It's just come up saying he scored 3 against Club Brugge. So I think, you know what's going to be really funny? If we get drawn against Inter Milan coming up in sort of the knockout rounds of this competition. That could be some story, couldn't it? Returning back to the San Siro to take on our former club. Luckily, when we were at Inter, we didn't actually have to play Brighton. So that was one thing we escaped, to be fair. I was quite surprised to see that. So let's jump into game against Ajax, sim this one, and see if we need to play any more to get ourselves out of the group. But I'm hoping we'll have the job done here. Same side that started. we'll get the job done, see ourselves through. They lost 4-0 to us when we took them on over at their ground. So I'm expecting a similar result, and that is how it's gone. 3-1 win. Werner, Richarlison and Grimaldo with the goals here today for us. So that should be enough to send us through to the knockout rounds of the Champions League. And out of curiosity, actually, I'm going to check very quickly to see how Brighton are now faring in the Premier League. Because as you guys know, they didn't win it after we left, and they're still not winning it. The 7th place. 7 points adrift of Liverpool as well. So they are struggling. It's quite intriguing to see that. Now, I would actually really love to pull one of Brighton or Inter Milan in the knockout rounds of the Champions League. So we'll have to wait and see what happens regarding that. But we're going to jump ourselves into this one here against Freiburg. And it looks like I can't start El Mubarak, the goal-scoring hero of game number 3 of today's episode. And this will probably be the final game, actually. I'm going to start Han, though, in place of Saigankov. And we'll also start Jimenez in place of Stark, like that. Marino can... Nah, in fact, I'm going to leave it as it is for now, then. So, the only change is Hudson-Odoi and Han in, alongside Jimenez too. So, move Jimenez out that way. Do you know what? I brought in Han, and I thought he was going to do bits. Short passing's really good. Shot power's good. Long shot's really good. Finishing's really good. Ball control needs a little bit of work as a cam. But overall, I've been more impressed with this guy. You know, he's just doing bits for us right now, isn't he? You can't really say too much more than that he deserved his run in the team. Scoring the last goal in the game as well, just a minute ago. Showcases his talent. Nevertheless, Freiburg at home at the Veltins Arena to continue the 100% record in the Bundesliga. 9 points clear at this current stage. We could drop points and still be laughing, but I don't want to drop points. I want to keep going forward. And it's been quite a while, actually, since I've had a full unbeaten season in FIFA. So this might be the year, potentially. We'll see. Right now as well, Werner is in the form of his life. If only we could improve him to like a goal-to-game ratio in the Bundesliga. He's got a goal-to-game ratio, I think, in all competitions, including the Champions League, obviously, because he got that hat-trick. But not sure if it's quite there yet in terms of actually goal-to-game. So I wanted to try and improve that in the Bundesliga if we could. We are in-game here against Freiburg on the edge. And you can see, look at this. We've got the ball with Danilo. Everybody is back in a red shirt. As we find Weston McKennie, who's going to find Richarlison, who's going to find the finish. After 6 minutes of game time, Freiburg opened up, and it's 1-0 Schalke. This is why we are running rampant at the top of the table in the Bundesliga, because we are so clinical when it comes to finishing our chances. Now, the question remains here. For Freiburg to have everybody back behind the ball, how have they been opened up so easily? You know, that is something their defensive coach will not be happy with. I mean, they put no pressure on Danilo when he got the ball. I mean, Richarlison as well, the finish is good, but it's just really strange to see the fact that they had everybody back behind, and it was literally 2 passes that opened them up. Game plan out the window for them, isn't it? And I think, you know, you've got to look at the game against Frankfurt to realise that actually when you take the game to Schalke, it becomes very, very difficult for them to play their usual game. We were probably bettered by Frankfurt, but we came out with a win. So I feel like that's what the teams against us should be doing, taking the game to us, not sitting back. Oh, that was nearly a mistake, and Han could have profited, but he couldn't win the ball. If he had have done, we would have been clean through pretty much. Hudson-Odoi now will find TAA. Going down the right-hand side, Callum Hudson-Odoi gets a return from him as well. It's 3-on-4 inside the box of Freiburg. We will find Werner! Oh my goodness me, I thought it was 2. Werner usually so clinical in these areas. Has he taken a deflection on the way through, or has he just missed it? No, he's just missed it. To be fair to him, it did come at massive pace, so it was difficult for him to actually get that shot on target. But in terms of that, in those positions, Werner usually is the man you want and will normally finish it. But there, unfortunately, he has missed it. The question remains, though, how do we get 4-on-3 against Freiburg again? As Werner's going to find, or try and find Hudson-Odoi, not for the first time, as he does, in fact, play Han this time, though. It's good strength from Han to keep hold of the ball, and we'll find Hudson-Odoi, a simple pass through. 2 defenders there, and Hudson-Odoi with a position to strike it, and find the finish as well. It's 2 for Schalke, and it seems to be the same as the game against Frankfurt. 2 goals inside the first half an hour, and now we're going to take the foot off the gas this time. Let's find out, because there's still a long time to go here, but I don't want to take the foot off the gas yet. That's just class from Hudson-Odoi as he drives inside and finds the finish. Too much time and space from Freiburg. Poor defensively again. I mean, for the neutral to watch as well, you have to admit it is Pretty good watching Schalke when they attack. That's an understatement, really. Freiburg now trying to come forward, but Grimaldo steps in and gives the ball away. That's sloppy again from us here. As Grimaldo does well to win it back. And then again, a bit more pace on that pass is needed, and we would have been away. McKennie, though, that is a brilliant tackle. Now Jimenez will find him with the return. Hudson-Odoi finds Werner. Werner looks to turn away as well. Richarlison didn't quite make the run, but Werner will turn inside. Look at Timo Werner go. Hudson-Odoi is the intended target. We'll find him. Callum Hudson-Odoi back towards Werner. Oh, what a magical move, and the finish from Werner is exquisite. I spoke about it before, about him being the man you want in these positions because he normally finishes. He missed one earlier. He's not going to miss this, but this finish was really strange for Werner. The move was good. Oh, he's just done what he can to get it on target and hope for the best, really. Yeah, side foot. I don't know what the finish was, and the goalkeeper's reacted far too late. Werner's 7th of the season. Schalke 3-0 up inside the first half. And we're not even done yet. Here is Hudson-Odoi. Richarlison made the run on the inside as we find Werner. Werner allowed to turn. Couple of step overs as well. Werner! And it's number 4 for Schalke. He's insane. He's actually insane. I said Martinez might have been the player of the series with them 32 goals in the Calcio A, but actually Werner is showing that quality as well. The step over just gets round him and just fires it into the top corner. I mean, that is a finish of world class. Look at that. No chance whatsoever for the goalkeeper, and it's made it 4. It's his 8th as well, and I tell you what, if you guys saw Aguero recently in real life, he is having the form of the season right now, Aguero. But he scored a goal against Chelsea that was just unbelievable. Werner's done similar there. That is a tremendous finish. We go into the break 4-0 in front here and absolutely crushing it at the Veltins Arena tonight. But how do you even come back from this? You can't. You simply can't. Hand's going to come off and Mina's going to come on. Arguably strengthen the side with that substitution, and it might only get worse for Freiburg, which I don't mean to do. I guess the job's just done though, so it's like, well, what do you do next? As you make a great tackle with Alexander Arnold, but don't actually win the ball back. Arana Lopez goes over. And it's a corner ball, Freiburg. I want the clean sheet, boys. Nice play. I want the clean sheet, and I'm not going to get it. For crying out loud, I want the clean sheet. It's put in by Freiburg, who are going to get themselves a consolation. They don't really celebrate it, and that's understandable, really, in the fact that they have only got their consolation. They're still going to lose the game 4-1, but it comes from us again. I mean, this is simple. We should be defending better than this. It's a great finish. Frank Brown, I've got to say, I think he'll be disappointed he's been beaten at his near post. But I'm more disappointed because I wanted the clean sheet. What is that from Richarlison, by the way? Horrific. But yeah, clean sheet's gone out the window now. I can't get it. Which is annoying, because that's the only other thing I wanted from the game now. We've battered them throughout the entire 90 minutes there. And sadly, we haven't come away with a clean sheet. I mean, it's still the win. We have to still take the positives away. But they had one shot and we allowed them to finish it. Crazy when you think we had 5 shots ourselves. We scored 4. So, you know, 100% finishing on the cards. It's just frustrating that they finished it as well. Did the goalkeepers even make a save in that regard then? And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for today's episode of Career Mode then. You can see right here, we are storming it. 11 wins from 11 games. Only conceding 4 in 11 as well. It's crazy just how much we are dominating this league. And this is why I was a little bit worried coming here to Schalke. I wanted to try and still make it as tough as I can. With not having to introduce sliders or anything like that. Werner's 8 goals in 11 games is currently topping the list of that. And Weston McKennie's 6 assists in 11 as well. He's also topping that. Mubarak's still in there. He's had a bit of a quieter episode today, though, Mubarak. Not really done a lot with it. Frank Brown, 7 clean sheets in 11 games. Currently doubling anybody else, +1. And it's really, really good to see. But, of course, we continue next episode, waiting to see what's going to happen in the Champions League. I don't think I need to play any of the rest of the games, though. So, pretty much, we'll face Hamburg. Probably play against Leipzig as well. Well, we will be playing against Leipzig. And then moving into the next ones. And we've got some really tough games coming up. We've got Hoffenheim, Mönchengladbach in December. We've got Wolfsburg, who are currently up there as well. I think they're second at the moment. Surprisingly, only 2 games scheduled for January in the Bundesliga, though. And that's Hoffenheim and Frankfurt. So, yeah, I don't really understand that. We will see how many games we've got coming up in the near future. Bayern away in April, though. So they're quite away in the distance. We end the season off with a game against Stuttgart. I'm hoping we'll have had the title wrapped up by then. Nevertheless, thank you all so much for your continued support on the channel. I really appreciate that. If you have enjoyed today's episode, a like would be greatly appreciated. And hopefully you guys have had a great day. Hopefully you do have a great day if you're just waking up as well, because I know I've got some viewers scattered around the world. So morning, whatever, afternoon to you guys out there. Have a great day, have a great night, whatever it is you guys are doing. But also, if you are new around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below. We upload every single day around 4 p.m. UK time. I'll try to, and sometimes even twice a day as well. So if you do like that thought, then hit that subscribe button. Hit notification bell as well alongside it to be notified whenever new videos go live. Hudson-Odoi has grabbed the October Player of the Month award. Fair play to him. Of course, last month's was voted for by you guys and the game, and Elmer Barrett won it on both regards. So that was pretty cool to see. Until next time, guys, adios.